Chapter 11, Accounting for Payroll continued. Employer taxes and other responsibilities. Before you start this chapter, you want to verify your general ledger trial balance as of December of last year. If the individual account balances match the check figure, you should be confident to move forward. On reports, accountant and taxes, get your trial balance and verify the individual account balances. If it matched, then you should be able to proceed to this chapter. This is a short chapter and we will just work on paying the payroll liabilities. Note that to pay the payroll liabilities, you wanted to make sure that your check figure total match the trial balance. All your payroll liabilities have been set up by QuickBooks under one general ledger. So to pay this on problem 11-3, you wanted to go to employees and payroll and payroll liabilities. Make sure your liability balances are the same. If they are not, then you have done something wrong with your payroll. Once you're in balance, making sure that your payroll liability balances match, then you should be able to pay this. Observe what went into the detail of this payroll liabilities. You have the withholding, the Medicare employee-employer, Social Security employee-employer, and the state unemployment tax and the federal unemployment tax. Observe that amount match your trial balance amount. This payroll liability balance just gives you a breakdown of the total. So you are now ready to complete problem 11-3. It's really very easy and very short. So you wanted to go to employees and you wanted to go to your payroll taxes and liabilities and click the bottom one, create custom liability payments. You wanted to make sure your date is as of December 1st of last year and click OK. Now what we're gonna pay first is the form 941, making sure your date is December 31 of last year. Form 941 represents your federal withholding tax. So check that. Your Medicare, both company and employee. So you notice that they're the same amount. If you check one, the other one gets checked as well. And then the Social Security, company and employee. The total is $3,202.62. That represents the total amount to be paid to the IRS or to the depository bank. Note that you want to create this liability paycheck and say click create. This gives you the breakdown of what went into the total amount of the check. You can use the U.S. Treasury as your payee if you're paying direct, or you can use the Bank of America if you are paying to a depository bank. Be sure your check number is 230. That represents the check for this particular payment of the liability, and save and close this. So you have made changes, say OK to that. Observe now your payroll liability balances. They have been zeroed out because we have made the first payment to the form 941. So form 941 represents your withholding, Social Security and Medicare, both employee and employer. Then you wanted to pay again and create a custom liability payments for the same period, December 1st to December 31, and we wanted to pay the federal unemployment tax. Federal unemployment tax of $71.05. So that's all going into your form 940. The check date is December 31. Your payment is to the United States Treasury or Bank of America, whoever your payee is, and that is for the 7105. So if that matched, then save and close. Printing the checks is also like saving it. So if your program in real business is to print the check, then it is just like saving the entry. Now we will pay the state unemployment tax. We will process it in the same manner and say create custom payroll liability for December 1st to December 31, and you will note that the state unemployment tax and the Nevada Career Enhancement Program, these are structured by the state of Nevada. They together will be paid, and the total is 355 and 23 cents, and the date of the check is December 31 of last year, and you can create this check. It's going to the Nevada Employment Security Office, and it is paid by check number 232. So once you save this, then you will see that your payroll liability balances is down to 0. So this also match your trial balance. So your trial balance, if you get your trial balance for December of last year, you will observe again under getting this payroll liability, you would observe that they are now 0 and your trial balance is in balance. But I'd like to show you how W-2s are being processed. So this is where you go, employees, and process the payroll forms. So those students, those of you who are working, the Form 941 looks like this, and it's really easy to be processed. This file, the forms, this information will process all your W-2s. Just so to show you, you want to create the form, and this is for the prior year for all employees. So it allows you to select also a specific employee. So you can check or uncheck the employees if you don't want to review them, or you can mark them all. And you will notice that this is a good feature of QuickBooks, where you can review and complete all the information, where each employee has their total of the wages. That includes both wage that you have paid or salary that was paid for both bonus and the regular pay, and the total of the withholding taxes, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. And you can review all of this as you move along through each of the employee. This is a real good feature of QuickBooks. And you can save this as PDF. You can print the form. They look exactly like the W-2 that you get. This is why you are paying the subscription to the payroll features of QuickBooks. And then the 941, which is also to the federal, which is the IRS, you wanted to create that form, and just to show you, don't have to print this, to show you how this is done. QuickBooks is creating this form, and you can review it before you can either e-file or just print it for mailing. So once you have reviewed them to be correct, so you can just close off of it and print the report or just save it as PDF for your records. So once you have completed all these features and review them just for the sake of seeing how the payroll department process, then you're ready to complete and move forward to chapter 12. Don't forget to back up your files.